to be all the Nats would need. Tanner Roark tossed 7 scoreless innings again, and the bullpen finished the staff's 10th shutout this season. Now they go for an 8th straight win against the Phillies, with Max Scherzer in the lead role. Welcome back to Philly. Who wouldn't want to come to a ballpark with that greeting? Welcome to the bank. It's the Nats and the Phils in game 2. The Philly cap and the ball above there. Maybe a little more baseball-like, but the Fanatic, always a fun part of things here in Philly. So is it when Max Scherzer pitches against the Phils. He's 5-0 as a Nat against the Philadelphia Ball Club.
I mean, last start, he was amazing. Looking to keep on keeping on today against the Phils. And I can fill your head with all kinds of Max Scherzer numbers that make him sound great. But when you talk about what he did last Thursday, that's why the Nats signed him. Snapped the 4-game losing streak. He was Mad Max, if you will. He was ticked off that the Orioles fans were cheering in the middle of the ball game. Watch the facial expressions from Max. This is what aces do. They take the bull by the horns. They end losing streaks. Just a couple of base runners, 10 strikeouts. You know the numbers. But Max Scherzer was on point last time out. And then you get the awkward hug from your manager. Everything was great for Max last start.
Yeah, and remember, Max, that scowl and all that started the night before. He was tired of watching the Orioles beat the Nats. So the strikeouts, the innings, the opponent's batting average, the wins, and the earned run average, all the important stats for a pitcher, a starter, Max is right there with the best in the game. The Nationals, meanwhile, continue their mastery over the Phillies. The Phillies are rebuilding. There's no doubt about that. How many of them will be here next year? But the Nats are winning the games they're supposed to win.
And they got a test tonight. Eichhoff is a very good pitcher. I mean, he's got good stuff. One of the better curveballs you'll see. The Nats haven't faced him this year. They faced him last year. He struck out 10. So a good test for the Nats tonight. The Phillies have a good one going.
Yeah, Max will let us know early how his night's probably going to look. And the Nats offense at Citizen Bank this year, they've won 6 of 7, scoring almost 6 runs a game. The homers, the RBIs, 13 and 30 extra base hits. Coming up, game 2. Who's going to get it going tonight? for the achiever in you by visitannapolis.org. Create your moment at visitannapolis.org. And by Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces and their families for over 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA. Phillies take the field right after the Fanatic got his thing going. He was playing air guitar and evidently lost some hearing in the process.
It's headbanging music, man.
And
whoop, hey,
a little shaky. 88 for us, about 108 inside his uni. Humidity down. It's a nice evening in Philly. A little breeze blowing, but not straight in like last night. It's out toward left field. Anthony Rendon now among third basemen, and that's basically Rendon and Arenado with most of the stats. Most doubles, third in runs. Anthony Rendon continues his great hitting at 274 overall, 354 his on base percentage. So other than Ryan Zimmerman back in there for Clint Robinson, same lineup virtually as last night. There's Jared Eichhoff, 26-year-old. They got him like last night's starter in the Cole Hamels deal.
Yeah, 5-3 winners last start against the White Sox on the 24th. Gave up just 2 runs on 4 hits over 6 innings. A couple of strikeouts, no walks. So fastball, slider, curveball change. Curveball is a good one. Just 6 walks over his last 8 starts. So look for the Nats to hack tonight. The defense for the Phillies behind Eichhoff. Paredes, Herrera, Altair the outfield. Galvis Franco, left side of the infield. Hernandez, Howard, right side of the infield. Cameron Rupp. Ryan Howard getting the start at first despite being 1 for 18 career off Max Scherzer.
Yeah, that was interesting. It's his 65th start of the year at first base. He DH'd in 9 of their 18 interleague games, so that would mean all of them on the road. And back in there tonight, Clint Fagan, 5th year in the big leagues, has the plate. Mark Carlson, the crew chief Brian Gorman, there he is, second base, and Quinn Wolcott at third. Look out, the Nats have been good in the first inning this year. Got some numbers for you shortly. Let's see how they do. It was really good last night, even after Turner grounded out to start the game. First pitch from Eichhoff is right on the edge, and we are underway at 7:07. Turner's 7-game hitting streak, able to salvage that his last time up last night with that left field single for an RBI. Hopefully okay. Slow getting up. It's 0-2.
Also bet on base 19 straight too.
Yeah, Turner, Worth, Harper all over the bases lately.
Where to get him? Oh, Schinberger. That is no good.
All right. Trey on 0-2. Gets a big slow curveball that strikes him out.
So here's your stat of the night. Opponents are hitting 138, just 27 for 196 against Eichhoff. And at bats that have ended with his curveball. That's career 34 starts. So there's another example of 27 for 197 now. Got a good one.
Here's Jason Worth. 2 for 3 career against him with a home run, 2 RBIs. He's ahead of his second hitter.
Well, you have a guy that over his last 8 starts has averaged just over a walk per 9, and he has a curveball like that. Hack. You know you're not going to walk, and you don't want to get to that pitch.
One in there. About a minute or so from now, Miami at New York. Tom Kohler, Seth Lugo. They're tied, each 9 back of the Nats. And a 1-2 pitch with 1 out. Shows him the heater away. League's leading hitter again. Murphy just ahead of LeMahieu. There's that breaking ball, and the count goes full. Jason has walked 61 times this year. That's just out of the top 10 in the National League. And he drills that ball out to center. Going back and over Herrera. 2 down.
Oh, well hit ball, little slice to it, and Herrera stumble going after this. Watch Jason flip his bat. That means he thought it was a double, but watch Herrera with a little stumble right there. He thought he was going to go down, but he kept his feet right there and made the play. Another good at bat by Jason Worth. Just put 3-2 on the scoreboard before he gets up there.
Murphy looking for his first career hit against this right-hander. Goes up hacking. 0 for 6 with an RBI. So Daniel back on top by a point over LeMahieu at 344. 2 for 4 last evening. And this one off the end of the bat, out of play, left side, just barely. Not reachable for Maikel Franco. Good effort. He might be a 100 RBI guy by the time the Mets fans see him on Friday.
Maybe by the end of the night.
Third with hits, 161, just one behind Seager and Segura. He gets that off-speed pitch, and he's way out ahead of it to stay alive. And off the breaking ball. Look at that for hit number 162. A lot of spin on it. Murphy's going to cruise into second base as the ball goes and hugs the tarp for about 30 feet. And Daniel Murphy has his league leading 38th double.
He's a magician. You kidding me? I mean, just another way to get a hit by Daniel Murphy. Look at him fillet that ball to left. It was going to hit the plate. He caught it with his barrel, sat it on his barrel for about 3 seconds and looked where the defense was, and then just flipped it to left. I mean, that's what it seems like when he's hitting. Where you guys playing? I'm going to hold this on my bat for a second and throw it where you're not. Unbelievable. There goes the no-hitter, by the way.
Yeah, that is something else. 68th extra base hit for Murphy. First base open. Bryce Harper, the hitter. Rendon on deck. Bryce 0 for 3 against Eichhoff. And he goes up there and drills one to center. Way back Herrera. Can't get it. One hops the wall to the left of the 401. And the Nats go back-to-back doubles. How about some more early offense in the first inning for Washington? A run on the board. And for Bryce, RBI number 75.
Well, huge run on the board. You got Max Scherzer pitching. That might be enough. You never know. And this is a missile. How loud was that? Low liner, straightaway center. No way Odubel Herrera is catching this one. Somebody give me a hit speed on that. That ball was tattooed. 1-0 Nats. Great at bat by Bryce Harper.
Nationals with their 103rd first inning run this year, and that's a plus 28 against their opponents. Well, here comes another guy who loves the double, Anthony Rendon. He's right behind Murphy with 35 doubles. Or 33, pardon me, 5th in the league. And ball 1 to Anthony, 1 for 2 against Eichhoff. So now the Nats have 32 extra base hits in this ballpark this year. Looked like the Phillies starter was headed for a quick inning. Not so.
The 2 balls hit right on the nose and 1 hit in a perfect place.
Check swing and a strike, 2-1. Anthony Rendon, 333 over his last 32 ball games. Driving in 26, scoring 21. Great eye, good take, 3-1.
If you're Jared Eichhoff, you might be more rattled by the Daniel Murphy double than the Bryce Harper double. I mean, he made a good pitch that Murphy dug out. The pitch to Bryce Harper deserved to go that far against the reigning MVP, but Daniel Murphy's 2-out double.
And the breaking ball outside. The inning continues. 3 straight men on base, giving Wilson Ramos an opportunity. Yeah, that's a good call.
He made his pitch with 2 strikes.
Yeah.
Murph dug it out. He hung the fastball to Bryce. That ball was scalded, and a great swing by Bryce Harper, and it's nice to see him hitting missiles again, but that'll rattle you as a young pitcher. Wait, I made my pitch and he had a double off that? Wait, what?
Wilson Ramos, 1 for 4 last night. Batting average in the top 7 in the league still at 314. Great speed out there. Harper ahead of Rendon. That ball drilled up the middle. It's another hit. Scoring is Harper. Rendon stops at second, and Wilson Ramos has 70 runs batted in. 2-0.
Some 2-out lightning by the Nats. Line moving all of a sudden. A double, a walk, and a Buffalo knock up the middle for his 70th RBI. Bryce Harper screaming around third. 2-0 Nats. 2 horns up, absolutely.
Now Ryan Zimmerman. But Robinson got the call last night, went 2 for 4 with an RBI. And he'll face Eichhoff, Ryan Wolf, for the first time.
Robinson did a nice job last night.
Yeah.
A couple of knocks. Big one for his second knock.
He's now hitting .290 his last 21 starts. Not easy to do, FP, when you're not getting that many at bats per week.
Baseball player, man. He eats, sleeps, drinks it. Loves baseball. 24/7.
One to Zimmerman. That ball is bolted the other way and well foul. Ryan staying on it. Counts 1-2.
Some loud noises here in the top of the first.
Yeah, they're all coming from the batter's box. Up and in. 2-2.
How many times has a pitcher repeated in this year?
Hardly ever.
It seems like it doesn't happen. So if you're Ryan Zimmerman right now, you have to know that pitch was to get to the other side of the plate. I mean, very rarely do you see anybody with a fastball especially throw 2 of them in a row in. See if they do it here. I'd be shocked.
Yeah, it set up the off-speed pitch away. The pitcher's going to catch this. Good hustle by Eichhoff to get over to foul ground. Might have been the only guy able to get there. Loud first inning for the Nats. 2 runs again. First on the field.
It's his day, man. He's ready to go.
He is. Took Wilson Ramos a little time to get off base and find his gear. So here come the Phillies. Only San Diego a lower batting average. Only Atlanta fewer runs. Odubel Herrera been pretty good against the Nats. Last 10 games getting on base a lot. Bunch of walks. Still hitting .303 though. Overall for the season he's at .283. So Hernandez and Herrera have 11 combined hits against Max Scherzer career.
Yeah, last start absolutely dealt against the O's on the 25th. 8 shutout innings, just 2 base runners, a couple of hits, 10 strikeouts, no walks, 95 pitches. Snapped the Nats 4-game losing streak. So we have a bunch of amazing numbers to tell you about Max tonight. He was definitely on point last start for sure.
Going up swinging, Hernandez. Fairly deep to center. Trey Turner about 380 away.
Well, you just saw Trey Turner cruising for the line drive. Worth, Turner, Harper, the outfield, Espinosa, Rendon, Murphy, Zimmerman, Wilson, Ramos behind the plate. Since June 1st, Max Scherzer's 9-3 with a 2.15 and 137 strikeouts and a 173 average against. Making a push for that Cy Young award.
He definitely is. 6-1 career all-time against the Phillies in 9 starts. 2.36. Numbers as a Nat even better than that. Strike call to Herrera. 6 for 19 against Max Scherzer. Low in the zone. 0-2, just like that.
Yeah, double and a triple in there for Herrera too. So he's had some success against Max. Might have been the cutter at 91.
Marlins 2 in the first at New York. Nats 2 here in Philly.
see how that game ended last night? Cespedes with a walk-off tater.
Yes,
the hottest man on the planet. How do you pitch to him late? There's no way that guy's beaten.
1-2 target away in the foul. Straight back.
That bounce 4 sliders, and if he swings at him, he swings at him. If he doesn't, whoever's hitting behind him. It was Kelly Johnson. That's who's beating me.
Mercedes-Benz on the pitch track. Perfect fastballs, the first 2. And a 1-2 pitch here. Herrera, good idea there to take it the other way.
Good try. Chair in one hand, glove in the other, almost made the play.
Down and in, nasty. That's why some guys will be swinging early tonight. They don't want to get to 2 strikes against this fella. Michael Franco will be next.
47 games of 10 or more strikeouts in his career, and 9 more to 48. Very good slider.
Franco at 248. Goes up hacking. Espinosa to his left. Plenty of time to set for the throw. Max Scherzer as a net. 5-0. 1.94 against the Phillies. 7 previous starts.
To the first inning and show you what happened, just in case you have short-term memory loss. A 2-out double by Daniel Murphy, a 2-out double by Bryce Harper. The Buffalo up the middle. And maybe that's for me more than you, because I do have short-term memory loss.
Well, there it is. Plus 29 now. First inning runs this year. The Nats having scored 104. Most in baseball. All brought to you by Jeep. Quick out of the gate. 0 to 60 just like that. Espinosa, Scherzer, Turner. Top of the second. 26 pitches for Eichhoff first inning. 16 strikes. Danny's hitting streak came to an end last night. Got on base in the 9th inning with a walk that helped extend a rally that gave the Nationals 2 add-on runs in a 4-0 win. Well, the Mets just got 2. So the Marlins and Mets trading first inning punches up in New York. Espinosa in front of Scherzer in a count of 2-0. High fly, right side, well out of play.
I just watched that guy go for the foul. They don't mess around here. He went straight Philadelphia Flyers on some guy, dropped an elbow, dropped a shoulder, knocked him out of the way, and picked the ball up off the ground. Tough crowd.
Hope he gave it to a kid after all that.
I'm thinking maybe not.
2-1. Espinosa straight back. Got the first 2 outs of the game. He did. Big slow curve against Turner. Worth lined out to center, and then boom. Next 4 Nationals on base.
He saves that curveball for 2 strikes, but if he could flip it in there and steal strike 1 with it, establish it in the zone, then makes it even tougher with 2 strikes to lay off, because you already know he can throw it for a strike.
That's a good at bat. Couple of good takes by Danny Espinosa. He's aboard, leading off the second.
Well, he saw a curveball for a ball the pitch before, and he said, hey, he hasn't thrown it for a strike. Pick up the rotation, 3-2, and took it again. You don't have to respect the pitch until they throw it in the zone.
So 2 walks already. Perfect opportunity for Max to lay 1 down. He'll have that patented bunt grip and take 1 away.
Looking for a sign. Is the bunt still on? Do I have the option to pull back and hit?
Which he would love. 10 hits this year.
Foul
Couldn't
ball.
get the bat out of the way quick enough. It just got a tip.
Must have heard 2 sounds. Couldn't tell right there. Max didn't argue.
Ball popped up and well out of play over the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And he will bunt it straight off to the right for the first out. Goes down as a 2nd strikeout for Eichhoff.
Get an entire month of home games for just $75 with Nats Pass, the newest way to enjoy Nats baseball. Catch all 15 home games in the month of September, standing room only areas of Nats Park for just $75. That sounds good to me. Nats take on the Braves, Phillies, Mets, Diamondbacks, Marlins. Visit nationals.com/NatsPass for all the details. Plus, you're going to wish you could see baseball again in a couple of months.
Top of the order, Trey Turner. First time around the order, the Nationals go 3 for 7 with 2 walks. Espinosa 8 steals in 9 attempts.
Got a wardrobe malfunction at first, trying to fix his belt. It's good. All right, here we go.
Turner seeing a fastball up, couldn't get to it. Nissan will track it.
Probably a little high, but we've seen him drill that pitch, top of the zone. So he still hasn't thrown it for a strike yet. I mean, technically strike 3 to Turner last time, but he bounced it. But as far as Nats hitters taking it, he hasn't thrown one in the zone.
That one is in there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now the Mets have 3 in the first. Jason Worth hoping to bat for a second time already. And on a check swing, that ball right over the Phillies dugout.
Coming right at us? Not really.
Those are the kind of line drives the new screens in some parks are stopping. A runner aboard, 1 out, top of the second. Phillies defense has done a lot of standing around early in this game. And Turner on the breaking ball will pop it up near the right field line. The angle, Cesar Hernandez into foul ground for the second out.
Here comes that guy. Hit ball hard his first time up. 63 home runs career in this ballpark. Boo. And got booed by his teammates after he hit it last night. His 63rd career home run at the bank.
One of the best dugout receptions ever after a home run.
Awesome.
Hit the ball right on the sweet spot first time up. It was heading for the 398 mark way out in deep right center, and Odubel Herrera had some makeup speed to go get it. That's right on the edge. Counts even, 1-1.
I don't think Jason Worth can reach this one, and he has a large wingspan up there. Definitely something you don't want to offer at in a 1-0 count. He'd be close to out of throwovers if my rule was in place.
And then it would be pitcher, catcher, runner. 1-2 with 2 outs. And Worth will hit it a mile high on the right side of the infield. Ryan Howard will step aside and let Cesar Hernandez take it.
You just said you can let me play, dude? What's going on?
Guy's been around forever. How about some respect? Philadelphia. 2-0 Nationals, middle of the second. Talk about some rocket arms. Brought to you by Quicken Loans. Yeah, Scherzer's got to be on the list. So this is almost 6 full seasons. Max at 1,401 strikeouts. Clayton Kershaw not that far behind him, and Kershaw been healthy for the last couple of weeks. These two would be waging a neck-and-neck battle as they did most of the season. Max 228 on the year in just 183 innings. How about that first inning? 8 pitches, 7 strikes. Here's Ryan Howard,
who apparently can't catch pop-ups. I mean, that was right in his tracks. Cesar Hernandez came all the way over and called him off.
1-0 pitch. Looked like he went. Counts even, 1-1. Quinn Wolcott at third confirms. Yeah, saw one like that with the Reds last night. Somebody cut right in front of Brandon Phillips, and he was not happy. One. There was a time when Ryan Howard took fastballs away. They weren't against Max Scherzer, I will tell you that. But he had a flick of the wrist, and that ball was right over the left field wall, about halfway from the line to the gap. A lot of home runs in this ballpark the other way when he was at his best. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Howard down on strikes, 93rd time this year. So Max, 2 of his first 4 hitters swinging strike threes.
Now 1 for 19 against Max with 12 strikeouts. And that was just Howard fastball right down the middle.
There's Cameron Rupp, the catcher. '87, inner half. Rupp 4 for 15 career against Max. Little to the left of Ramos' target, but he gets the foul ball 0-2. Swing and a miss. Diving down and away. 3 Ks out of 5 hitters.
Well, the last start against the Orioles, the fastball command was unbelievable from Max. And once you establish 95, 97 in the zone, and you could expand with the slider, which had tons of late break, and is usually the kill pitch. That was the case last start, and he's picking up right where he left off.
There's Aaron Altair, who's never faced him. Last time Max pitched in this ballpark. June 1st, 7-2 Nationals win. He gave up only 2 hits in the first 5 innings. Went 8, gave up 2 runs on 5 hits. Struck out 11. Fastball up, nobody's reaching that. 1-2.
That's jumping out of his hand again. The special nights, you could tell early. It's usually 95 out of the gate. He just sits around 95, and the command goes with the velocity.
Whenever I update the numbers getting ready for one of Max starts, the numbers that jump out at me, along with all the others, are innings pitched and hits. More on that in a second. It's 2-2 with 2 outs. Swing and a miss. 184 innings, 125 hits, almost 60 innings this year without giving up a base hit. That's pretty amazing. How about all 3?
Well, the slider's on point. He's powering the fastball by, guys. But look how late the slider is. It's looking like a fastball. No shock.
.16 strikes. So we go top three for the Nats. 3, 4, 5. Murphy, Harper, Rendon. Daniel Murphy, the lob shot of the year last time up. Right inside the third base chalk, spun over to the tarp for a double. Got a 2-run rally started after Jared Eichhoff had registered 2 very quick outs.
You get the feeling that the Nats offense tonight is just to give Max Scherzer a rest.
Yeah, first inning 8 pitches 7 strikes. Second inning 12 pitches 9 strikes. So Murphy adds another point onto that batting average. Dodgers at Rockies later tonight for DJ LeMahieu. He'll be hitting against Rich Hill. And Murphy drilling one to left. Backpedaling Jimmy Paredes to grab it. So LeMahieu will get a lefty tonight.
Swing by Murph. Inside out. That fastball is actually in. He went the other way. He's thinking left field.
Bryce Harper absolutely drilled one first time. Short hop to center field fence at the 401 mark. Collected his 75th RBI. Then Bryce scored his 73rd run.
It was on a fastball too. Fastball up.
He's been on base 24 of his last 25 games. Out of the way, Davey Lopes. A lot of pitches early for Jared Eichhoff, who's 26 years of age, making his 35th big league start, career record 12-15, 9-12 for the Phillies this year, making start number 27. Harper right off the end of the bat, out into short right center. Aaron Altier calling Cesar Hernandez off it. 2 outs.
The Braves are coming to Nats Park for the final time in 2016. Special 4:05 start on Labor Day. Be at the ballpark on Labor Day, Monday, September 5th. Don't miss the first of 3 NL East rivals during this 10-game homestand. Visit Astros.com/tickets.
Anthony Rendon, a walk in the first, kept the inning alive for Wilson Ramos to make it 2-0 with a single up the middle. Rendon one walk away from 60. His forte, line drives. That one carries to Odubel Herrera. Nats, though, are swinging it tonight. 2 line drive outs in that inning. 2-0 Washington.
Before each game, Mike Maddox and bullpen coach Dan Ferova meet with that night's starting pitcher to give them kind of a personally tailored scouting report or game plan for how to attack the opposing hitters 1 through 9 in their batting order. These meetings are a mix of just conversation and video, and they're to help show something based on hours and hours of film and study on opposing hitters. Maddox gets to the park typically at 10 a.m. the first day of a series to break stuff down, then adjusts various game plans the more he sees hitters. And he told me you don't want to overload pitchers with too much information. You just want to arm them with the valuable pieces that might make an impact. He said maybe a starter's second or third best pitch is the best option in a particular situation to a particular hitter, or maybe a certain hitter sits off speed in a certain count. Those are things he wants to make pitchers aware of. Tanner Roark and other starters have told me how valuable these meetings are. They love them.
And in some instances, he probably winds up Max Scherzer and says, go.
I mean, you could pitch to your strengths or the hitter's weakness. And I think all the great ones pitch to their strengths. And I'm sure that's incorporated in the meeting. So what do you do best and do that versus throw your third best pitch to a guy that can't hit that pitch?
So Dan with FP tagging. Raccoons.com sideline report, over 2 million vehicles sold and counting. 1-2 pitch, Jimmy Paredes, and Max Scherzer turns one over on him. He has struck out 4 batters in a row, and 5 of his first 7 all swinging.
Well, it's every pitch so far. I mean, in this at bat, he threw curveball, fastball, changeup. The slider's been great, so check that box. He's got all the weapons tonight. There's times he gets it done with just fastball, slider, and I'm talking about the special games. But tonight he's got all 4, and even the cutter, so make it all 5.
Freddie Galvis batting 8th against Scherzer, 3 for 19. Batting mark of 235. Freddie Galvis's power numbers have gone up dramatically this year, but his strikeouts are way up and his batting average is way down. 1-1. He's only missed 1 hitter on that first pitch so far. 1-1, diving down and in under Freddie's swing.
Right, fastball is jumping. He's hitting his spot. Slider is deadly. Changeup, same. And curveball for a strike whenever he needs it.
1-2 pitch. Galvis a little tapper and it goes foul. Close. Galvis made an offer at it, held up 2-2. Swing and a miss on 95. 5 in a row. 6 of the first 8. Pitcher Eichhoff coming up.
I mean, this is a leave your glove in the locker room sort of night. If you're playing behind Max Scherzer, glove optional on defense. The only one that needs their glove so far is Wilson Ramos, really.
Jared Eichhoff, not a bad hitter this year. 8 hits, 5 RBIs. That's playable. Anthony Rendon. So a 1-pitch foul ball for the 9th out in a row, and Max Scherzer has it going on early, to say the least, in Philly tonight.
With half the fans saying it's Lederhosen and the other half saying it's Lederhosen. So I don't know what it is. I'm just going with Loderhosen right in the middle. September 10th, Phillies in town. First 20,000 fans ages 21 and up will receive a Nats beer stein presented by Budweiser. For all the details, visit nationals.com/Oktoberfest and grab your Loderhosen.
Or your Stein. Middle innings coming up here at the bank. It's 2-0 Nationals. First inning RBIs, Harper and Ramos. Some VW history for you. First at bat ever for Ty Cobb 111 years ago. And the double
off Jack Cheeseburger.
4,188 hits later, he would be done. 24 years in the big leagues. 4,189.
Huh.
Brought to you by VW.
Lederhosen? Do you know?
A buddy of mine from back home who is pretty much full-blooded German told me Lederhosen.
All right.
I'm going with him.
Well, Keith Oberman said he's German and it's Lederhosen. So that's why I just went right down the middle with Lederhosen. Now nobody's right. Ha.
Ramos, Zimmerman, Espinosa, top of the 4th inning.
I mean, I've been losing sleep over this.
You've been kind of cranky. I can understand that.
Serious stuff.
It's a promo, right? Just a promo. One ball, one strike. Wilson Ramos, previous high RBIs last year, 68. He was number 2 in catchers to Buster Posey's 95. Shattering some career highs this year. Look out, ladies and gentlemen. Previous home run high, 16. So he's in the 20 club now. That was another base hit for him with runners in scoring position too. So he's over 335 in that department this year. Leans back from the height tight fastball. 2-2. Ryan Zimmerman is on deck here in the fourth. Ramos on a breaking pitch, can't get to it. So with Zimmerman coming in, Dan has more on the first baseman.
Bob, yesterday was a day off for Ryan Zimmerman. Dusty Baker calling it a work day. Wanted him to kind of get back mentally in the right frame of mind, saying that Zim's swing isn't off right now. It's more timing and pitch selection. He says when your pitch selection is off, it seems like pitchers are throwing aspirins up there towards you, not fastballs. He, though, stays confident in Ryan, saying he's a long way from through and that he's confident in the bottom of his heart that Zim is going to come up big for this club.
Yeah, just a couple of hits now in his last 30 at bats.
Like I said last night, yeah, big September, big October. Nobody remembers anything other than that, especially the October part. They always remember what you do last.
1-1 with one out. Center fielder Herrera shaded toward the opposite gap. That pitch upstairs, 3-1. So they give Ryan left center.
He's always been a real handsy hitter. I mean, he does a lot of stuff before, but when it comes down to it, he has quick hands. And if he just stays on his backside and keeps his head still consistently, he's going to hit.
He'll take the walk with one out here in the fourth.
And more importantly, he'll see the pitches earlier and recognize ball, strike, fastball, curveball, slider when your head's still. When he's locked in, that head is perfectly still. When he's struggling, he kind of floats toward the pitcher with it. Now it's hard.
Danny Espinosa, he walked first time. So Rendon in the first, Espinosa in the second, Zimmerman in the fourth. Jared Eichhoff's 3 walks tonight.
And if you're saying, well, why doesn't he do it every time? Well, there's this little thing called adrenaline. No matter how calm Ryan Zimmerman looks, every player has it. When you get in the batter's box and you're facing mid-90s, it's hard to control that and keep or take what you've worked on since 1 o'clock in the afternoon into the game at 7:05. Especially when you're trying to play catch up all the time coming off the DL.
Two 2-0, and Cameron Rupp seeing enough that he wants to make a visit to the mound. Let's hop on the Jeep and go inside some more numbers tonight. So most wins versus divisional opponents. The Nats against the East are 36-16. So 20 of the 21 over 500 that they are against the East. Cubs are 35-16 in the Central. And all those other ball clubs, Cleveland, Kansas City, and Texas, are potential playoff teams. In the Indians and Rangers first in their respective divisions. Kansas City continues to track the Tigers and the Indians, just 5.5 back. Espinosa rocks one to right and off the glove of Aaron Altair. Heading for third, Ryan Zimmerman, as Danny Espinosa checks in with a long single.
If the daylight's out of this line drive, and that's one, if you're hitting and you run to first and he catches it, you just keep running out to right field. You have a fight with the right fielder. I mean, he almost robbed Danny Espinosa of a base hit. This looked like it was headed for the wall. Watch the length of Altair reach up and hit off his glove. Single all the way. So the good part for Danny, that's a base hit. And the better part is we get to watch Max Scherzer try to drive in a run. He's usually real good in these situations.
Yeah, some pitchers, the manager would say, okay, bunt over the first base runner, get him to second. Let's see what Dusty and Max have in mind here. I mean, the man has 7 RBIs.
They showed bunt right there on the throw over.
Four hits last 5 games. 4 RBIs, that is. Last 5 games.
Bob Henley with a long look into Dusty Baker. Max serving in the infield. Did you see that?
He's going to lay one down and push it foul.
I mean, the drawback of letting him swing away here is the double play. But I mean, he can handle the bat. You're up 2-0, so what? See what Dusty decides. Whatever it is, he's usually right.
Yeah, a lot of things come into play here. Moving the runner, a bunt that could possibly bring in a run.
Square around early, he might pull back.
That's going to be fair. Here comes Zimmerman. He will score easily, and Max Scherzer does just that. He moves 2 runners and gets his 8th RBI of the season. 3-0 Washington.
Eighth RBI of the year for Max Scherzer. Nicely done. And indeed, whatever Dusty Baker decides on is usually right. Nice execution by Max. Ryan Zimmerman, one of the better base runners in all of baseball, sees the down angle and takes off. Perfect bunt by Max Scherzer. Great read by Ryan Zimmerman to make this a 3-0 game. Good call, Dusty Baker.
Now another runner in scoring position for Trey Turner. He's driven in 22 runs. Phillies have pitched in pretty well in the series. Just 1 for 7 so far. RBI single last time up last night. Breaking ball drops in 2-2, or rather 0-2.
I think Trey thought it was up.
Target was inner half of the plate. That one missing well off. 1-2.
So do you think he's coming back inside again? I mean, that's how you have to think as a hitter. If you're paying attention to other hitters during the game, you're thinking right here. He hasn't doubled up with the fastball in, so I'm looking for something either away or slow here. And that was slow. Curveball. But that's what you do as a hitter between at bats. It's not just, you know, fun, check out the stands, drink Gatorade. You're watching what this guy does and if he's fallen into patterns so that you know when you go up there what he's going to do to you.
Two. .26 pitches first inning, then 19. 1, 2, 3, third on 8 pitches, and now a very long 4th inning for Jared Eichhoff. Turner's going to look at that breaking ball, and it just did stay up. Evidently.
And maybe his chat with Clint Fagan on about strike 2 bought him another pitch right there. Top of the zone or a little above it. Good take.
(3-2) and he has a base hit to right. Coming around, Danny Espinosa. Alter's throw up the line. Collision. Danny is out. And that's it for the 4th inning.
Well, you rarely see that anymore in today's game, a collision at the plate, but if the catcher's blocking the plate after he catches the throw, this is perfectly legal. So nice at bat by Trey Turner. Hitting streak extended, and Danny Espinosa with a blow to Cameron Rupp. I love it. Old time baseball. Where has this been? He's one of the bigger catchers in the league. Danny Espinosa, a hard-nosed player. And you just don't see this anymore. Nice job of staying on the slider. Trey Turner with the base hit. So extends his hitting streak, extends his on-base streak, and then watch this. When he comes back into the line, you are absolutely able to run into the catcher. Where's he supposed to go right here? It looks like he might have went after him a little bit out of the line, but nonetheless, old-time baseball with a collision at home. Mark it on your calendars. When's the last time you saw that? I love it.
Bottom of the 4th inning. Max Scherzer back to work.
One of the most exciting plays in baseball that's basically extinct just happened here in Philadelphia.
Cesar Hernandez fly ball to center first time. First of 9 Max Scherzer consecutive outs to start the game. Came into this inning 31 pitches, 24 strikes. And this one will reach the seats. That's a pitch some of the lefties have been swinging at and missing. Pretty good 1-2 pitch by Max. Two. Right side, Murphy, backhand, on the run, got him. That's a quick run or two out of that side of the batter's box.
A great play by Daniel Murphy. He knew the speed of Cesar Hernandez. He had to get rid of it quick going towards second base. So watch him field it, throw it, all in a matter of a step and a half, right on the money to Ryan Zimmerman to gets an adventurous first out for Max Scherzer and the Nats here in the 4th.
Herrera and Franco now the next two.
Nice play. Slippage on the mound. He looked back.
Zimmerman backhand. Scherzer hustling to the bag. 3-1, 2 down.
Couple of nifty plays by the right side. Daniel Murphy first. Now Ryan Zimmerman to the backhand, hits the brakes, changes his momentum, and Max Scherzer, who always is covering every part of his game, sprinting to first. So nice play, nice play.
There's Maikel Franco, bouncing ball to Danny Espinosa first time. Kind of a soft liner, a one hopper to the left of the bag that Danny grabbed and threw him out. And a little pop fly right center. Here comes Harper, and on the run. Bryce will get there in plenty of time. Looked dangerous off the bat. Well, Max can't strike out everybody. He gets some help from his D in the 4th inning. And the 4th inning of Nationals baseball brought to you by the RAV4 Hybrid. All-wheel drive and unexpected performance. Visit buyatoyota.com. Tonight,
same seats. During the break, a Nats fan proposed to a Nats fan here at Citizens Bank, and they got a standing ovation. They didn't even boo him. I mean, you could question the location, but maybe you can't question the night they're doing it on, because you never know what might happen. Congrats all around. Champagne, Zim's Foundation shirt. Look at this. Way to go.
Jason Worth, first pitch, 5th inning. Left center, Herrera, first out. Things are happening quickly in South Philly tonight.
Very cool.
.77 pitches for Jared Eichhoff. Daniel Murphy next up, lined out to left last time, double, flaring and slicing and spinning down the third baseline first time.
I mean, I don't think it should matter that the ring he used was a 2008 Phillies World Series ring. It's okay, right?
It's worth a lot of money. Murphy way out ahead.
We got to get the backstory there. You just don't see fans doing that in visiting ballparks, right?
Not in our house. Goes by the boards tonight. 0-2 with 1 out. Murphy. It's one of the few fastballs that got in on his hands for a fly ball to right this year. 2 quick outs, 5th inning.
DC Lexus dealers are donating $250 to the Children's National Health System for every home run an Nats player hits this season. So keep them coming. It's for a wonderful cause. Lexus, the pursuit of perfection. I'm getting text messages as that was in the family section. So doing some detective work here.
Harper 1 for 2. RBI double straightaway center. Couple of hooks from Jared Eichhoff. Nissan will track that beauty.
Right where Rupp wanted it. You see him tap his glove in the dirt.
And Bryce was ready for that one, but it was right off the end of the bat. So a quick top of the 5th on 3 fly balls. Focus back to Max Scherzer in a moment.
Driver's seat in Mad Max tonight. He has been on point with all 5 pitches. It doesn't matter which one Wilson Ramos picks or which one Max Scherzer throws. They've all been electric. The fastball, slider, curveball, change, occasional cutter have been really good. He's faced the minimum so far through 4. And even laid down a beautiful safety squeeze.
4, 5, 6 for the Phillies, 5th inning. Ryan Howard struck out swinging first time. Murphy on the shift well into right field. Ryan Howard came into this game hitting .306 since the All-Star break. 7 of his 19 home runs, 16 RBIs. That slider has been nasty tonight. Righties and lefties.
Well, what do you go with here? You struck him out first time with a fastball right down the middle. try to throw one up around the Phillies logo, or do you go back knee slider? Change up away works. I mean, whatever. They all work. Wilson wants a fastball up. Must have shook to a change.
Two pitch. Another changeup. Doubles up, and that strikeout number 7.
You follow stuff like this all season long with MLB.com at-bat app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with Game Day. Live game video highlights and StatCast. Download MLB.com at-bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone or tablet.
"13 straight to start off the evening. Rupp and Altair. Strikeout victims their first times. The next 2. Every strikeout tonight swinging.
Been 2 pitches tonight where he's slipped on the mound. That was the second. Just fixed it with his cleats. Just look back down at the mound again. He's still not real happy with the landing area. Yeah, get that thing right. Get on your hands and knees and go Mark Fitterich if you have to. I don't think he looked back on this one, did he? A hair slippage at the end.
Hasn't been behind too many hitters tonight. 2-1 pitch, just missing. Max this year only 44 walks in 186 innings.
And if I had to guess, I would say Jared Eichhoff probably landed in the same spot Max is and digging out that hole.
3-1 pitch. Scherzer no longer perfect. Phillies have their first base runner of the night. Aaron Altair is next.
Yeah, I'm looking through my binoculars right now, Carp, and they're both landing the same hole. As you can imagine, the more the game goes on, the deeper that hole gets. If 2 pitchers are landing in different spots with their stride, it's probably not a factor. And if you're thinking about it, it's a factor.
High fly to center for Trey Turner. Second out, 5th inning. After the 4th inning, guys who have, as FP says, the makeup, competitiveness, and the ability to do this, the lowest DRAs from the 4th inning on this season, all over baseball.
It's about guts, having huge guts. Stuff plays too.
Yeah, Tanner last night, 8th time with 7 innings at least and no runs allowed. Tanner Roark's ERA went down to 2.87 last night. A swing and a foul by Jimmy Paredes. Started the season, at least on the field with Toronto, 15 at bats. And then the Phillies picked him up. Right side, here comes Daniel Murphy. So only one base runner on a walk through 5. The Nats on top of the Phillies, 3-0. Scherzer brilliant tonight.
Same seats. A lot of good stuff going on here at Citizens Bank tonight. If you're a Nats fan, game summary is brought to you by Cox's New Contour. Get right to the good stuff. 3-0 Nats. And game summary pretty much tells the story.
Top 6, Rendon, Ramos, Zimmerman. 83 pitches for Jared Eichhoff. Coming off a 7-pitch 5th inning, 3 fly ball outs. He's due to bat second in the bottom of this inning. Drops that big curveball, 72 for a strike on Rendon, his slowest of the night. And a good take, 0-2 to 1-2. Game in New York has settled down. Still 3-2 Mets. They're in the bottom of the 4th. Up and away. That's a letter high fastball for the strikeout. Just the 3rd K of the night for Jared Eichhoff. Let's go back to the 1st inning as we get the box score going. After 2 outs, Murphy a double, Harper over the center fielder's head, Rendon a walk, and Ramos base hit made it 2-0. 4th inning, 1 out walk by Ryan Zimmerman, Espinosa base hit, and then sacrificed home was Ryan Zimmerman on a great bunt by Max Scherzer. So Wilson Ramos in that first, collecting his 70th RBI.
Not that the Nats don't want to add on to the 3-0 lead, but I think the rhythm of this game is becoming more important by the inning. You talk to pitchers and they're having a good game, they like to get right back out there. They don't like to sit around too often. I think day game with warm temperatures might be an exception to that rule, but you know, as a pitcher, you get into a nice flow.
Flowing he is. Max Scherzer right from the get-go tonight. 8 pitches first inning. 1-2 to Ramos. That just stayed up. And he pulls that one. Circling behind it, shortstop Freddie Galvis. 2 outs.
Nats plus members and season plan holders. The Nationals postseason renewal process has begun. The deadline to purchase your postseason strip is August 31st. Plus, if you renew for 2017 by that same date, you'll receive an extra postseason ticket offer. Log into your Nationals Access account, contact your representative, or email ticketinfo@nationals.com today.
Here's Ryan Zimmerman, has fouled out, walked, and scored. Good slider. High in the air, center field, Herrera. Nats are gone, 1-2-3, top of the 6th. Scherzer will face 8, 9, and 1 straight ahead. Baseball brought to you by T-Mobile. Albert Pujols, number 586 last night. Number 9 all-time, tied now with Frank Robinson. Mookie Betts, 30-plus homer in a season before turning 24. And the other Red Sox, Tony C. and Ted Williams. And the Rangers now, 1-run games, hard to beat with a lockdown bullpen, 29-8 this year. It's all brought to you by T-Mobile as we look at different interesting things happening around baseball. None more interesting than what we're watching tonight. This one goes to the bottom of the 6th. Freddie Galvis on deck. Tyler Goodell, at least for now, to hit for Eichhoff, and then Cesar Hernandez. Galvis, a swinging strikeout. He was victim number 6 3 innings ago, and there's Max with that slider diving on the left-handed batters. Fastball, and that foul tip got Clint Fagan. Well, last night we saw Michael Mariotti's throwing again. Or did that get Wilson Ramos? Well, just kind of flying off the bat there.
You know, every time Marriott comes in the game, he gets points.
Yeah, trying to make it to the gold level. He's still silver.
Yes. No joke. Free breakfast here at the bank.
The count 0-2. That ball into the right field corner, and Freddie Galvis is going to break up the potential no-hitter. Solid double, one hopping the wall.
I was thinking it, so you can blame me, but this is the toughest out for Max Scherzer. Freddie Galvis has been locked in for the Phillies. He's got all kinds of homers and extra base hits lately. And he's just always been a pain for every Nats pitcher, it seems like. So that was the one you needed to get by, I thought. He and Odubel Herrera were the 2 keys to getting that no-hitter done tonight.
Tyler Goodell, 1 for 3 career with a home run against Max Scherzer. As a pinch hitter, 1 for 17. One.
See that ball take off? That was a cutter at 94.
Phillies box. The last swing, you just saw it. Other than a walk to Cameron Rupp, 1 out last inning.
You know, I think when it's a legit hit like that too, that it's easier to stomach if you're Max Scherzer. Obviously, you're thinking about it. You're probably thinking about it since the 3rd inning. Remember Matt Moore against the Dodgers. Corey Seager broke it up with 8 2/3 on a broken bat single to right.
Yeah.
So I mean that ball was hit.
Ball skipping in the dirt. Nifty backhand pickup by Wilson Ramos.
But when you think about it, how lucky are we to be able to watch a guy like this every 5th day, and we're all thinking it from like the 2nd inning on when he takes them out. How many teams and fan bases can do that with 2 or 3 of the Nats pitchers when they step on the mound? You're thinking it right away when they have the plus stuff and it's coming out and the curveballs are nasty, and you're thinking no hitter with a lot of guys on this ball club.
Yeah, something's got to give at second base. Murphy out of position as the pitch was delivered, but Goodell didn't get much of that in the fly ball. Freddie Galvis was about 30 feet off the bag. So Dan, that 6th inning with no hits thing, pretty common for Max.
This is now the 3rd time this season, Bob, that I've given these updated numbers. Here it is. Max Scherzer has made 61 starts now as a National. In 9 of them, he's taken a no-hitter into the 6th inning. That's 15% of his starts. He's done what he did here today, given himself the chance to do something truly special.
Yeah, pretty amazing.
And has done it twice.
Cesar Hernandez. Fly ball to center, ground ball to second on a good play by Murphy last time. He was the first out of the 4th inning. Ball that jams in, it's an inside out swing off to the left side.
I'd be lying too if I didn't tell you I was thinking about it when I woke up this morning, just based on his last outing against the Orioles. He gets in these streaks where he's locked in, he's in the zone with his fastball command, and his mechanics are just on point with every pitch. And we saw it last year, and I think we're seeing it again right now.
Oh, and 2 now. Now the most important thing, winning the ball game and getting number 15. Runner in scoring position, 1 out, 6th inning. Eichhoff, by the way, done after 97 pitches, 60 strikes. Didn't have a bad night. 3 runs, 5 hits, 6 innings. He did walk 3, and one of those men scored. Another one extended the 1st inning for another run. Off speed on 0-2.
Well, the bad part is the no-hitter's gone. The good part is, you know, you can move around now. Use the facilities if you need to. Grab a snack. Danny Espinosa's leading off the 7th, so be back for that. You don't know what's going to happen there. But stretch out a little bit.
Two. They've got the runner picked off, and Scherzer's going to run right at him. Espinosa toward Rendon, and the tag. 1-6-5, and just like that, the runner's gone. Pretty frisky when you're down by 3 runs.
Yeah, that can't happen. And Freddie Galvis is a good base runner. He was trying to catch Max sleeping, but that's hard. Max with the inside move. Galvis taking off as soon as Max picks up his leg. Max did a nice job of running right at the runner. All you younger players at home, you pitchers, that's exactly what you do. Don't pick a side too soon. Run right at them. Let them pick a side. Then you give up the ball to the opposite side. That was perfect.
Base is empty. 2 outs in a 2-2 pitch.
So does that hit count still?
Afraid so. Long run for Anthony Rendon. And this one just over the tarp. PNC Bank's going to take his inside number down. National road wins this year. 2nd most in baseball. And every one of those teams except St. Louis in 1st place. Swing and a miss on the curveball. 78 up a bit. So through 6, Max Scherzer faces 1 over the minimum. That was strikeout number 8. Nets 3-0. Three 3-0 Nationals. And the new pitcher, we just saw him make his debut against the Nats last night. First time we'd seen him. 27-year-old Michael Marriott pitched for the Royals a total of 19 games the last 2 seasons, and the Phillies picked him up this year.
A fastball, slider, curveball change, 4-pitch guy. Fastball 93. Slider is best secondary pitch at 82.
All right, Max can relax and go after a W.
And I don't think Danny can. See what happens here. I think he's playing
I see what you're saying.
good hard-nosed baseball, but you never know.
So he might see one tight after the collision with.
Might.
Cameron Rupp, by the way, 6'4", 260 pounds.
I don't know how you
double
take
check that.
offense to that when that guy's that big and has all the gear on, but in a game where contact is outlawed, stay tuned. Let's see.
Yeah. 6'2", 260, Cameron Rupp. Danny Espinosa, tough guy himself, and he was in full speed. He has walked and singled tonight. First pitch is a curveball rolling in at 73. So Danny has hit safely 8 of his last 9 games. Hard to wait long enough for that one.
Yeah, and I thought it was a good play. And a fun play to see in today's game that you don't get to see too often. But it is still legal if there's no lane for you to get to the plate. It might have been a little lean toward the right side of home plate, let's just say.
Espinosa on a heater, strikes out, foul tip. First out, 7th inning. And here comes Max Scherzer, who has tried to bunt twice and did really well the second time. When you have insight, you know how to handle your finances, and this is all brought to you by PNC Bank. For the Achiever and you, couple of Sally League All-Stars at Hagerstown. Kelvin Gutierrez, just 22 years of age. Tall, rangy shorts, our third baseman. And Ian Sogdahl, utility guy, 23 years of age. Congrats to them for making their all-star teams, and it's brought to you by PNC Bank. For the Achiever in you. Scherzer waiting on a breaking ball and fouling it to the right. Front door pitch and a one hopper. Marriott, little self-defense, got the glove up, 2 outs. Max still competing.
So that was Ryan's cousin Emily that got engaged, in case you're wondering. We would told you we'd get to the bottom of it. Little bird told me via Twitter. So Zimmerman family down there, aunts and uncles, and congratulations to Emily. She was surprised. Nobody knew down there, is what I'm hearing from a reliable source that may or may not be the first baseman's wife.
I'd call that very reliable. Trey 1 for 3 tonight. 2 for 8 in the series.
He's not a 2-0 taker. A lot of leadoff hitters love to take in this count, but Trey, he can hit. I don't think he likes to walk. He likes to run.
There you go. 2 consecutive hits. And now a 3 for 9 series. And we'll see what's up here with 2 outs in the 7th.
Oh, steal, please, right now. Beautiful piece of hitting once again by Trey Turner, who had a base hit his last time up. So now 2 for.
So 45 hits in August for Trey Turner. Maybe one more bat tonight, but definitely one more day in the month tomorrow. And the Nats will be facing a lefty in Adam Morgan. There he goes. Pitch out. High throw. Turner is out. Did they get him on the back of his leg again?
No, this might be the first one they turn around the other way for him. Even Jason Worth held up his bat to the Nats dugout. The whole dugout saying, stay out there, Trey. They're putting their hands up. Stay out there.
I was thinking he was safe and then thought maybe Brian Gorman saw something on a backside tag. So here we go.
Well, he's got a couple of these coming to him, doesn't he? Let's see on the replay. Did his hand get in there? I don't know. Can't tell on that one. What do you got here? Did the hand get there? Did the oven mitt get there before it did? Okay. He's 20 for 20 live. Remember, he had 3 challenges go the other way. He's 17 for 20 after the video, but I think he's about to get one back.
And the Philadelphia fans not exactly going crazy upon watching replays.
Look at the oven mitt providing a lot of drag right there at the end.
Now, because the call was out, it has to be indisputable here.
I think this is your angle if you're Chelsea, New York. Watch. There's the glove on the bag. There's the tag.
Yeah.
But who knows? I could be wrong. Cameron Rupp is staying in his gear behind the plate. Well, maybe he'll take some pitches.
Yeah, Marriott's going to throw a few. So it's the second base umpire and crew chief Brian Gorman. And then he brings the trail umpire, Mark Carlson. Actually looks like the third base umpire, Quinn Wolcott, with him. Runner safe. Trey Turner, 18th steal of the year.
I tell you, the players tell you the story. They always do.
18 out of 21, and guess who now is 1 stolen base out of the top 10 for the entire season in the National League? Trey Turner.
And I think that ties a Nats rookie record. Bryce Harper had 18 in 2012.
Bryce stole 18 that year, caught 6 times. Here's Worth 0 for 3. And that one off the end of the bat popped up. Cesar Hernandez barely moving. The Nats are gone in the top of the 7th. So Turner, a couple of hits and a steal. Still 3-0.
Oh, check out the donuts. They look so good right now. I love donuts. 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. It's time for Toyota Case for Kids. The Washington area Toyota dealers help children and their families by making a $37 donation to Children's In at NIH for every strikeout by Nats pitcher this season. Got it in.
Bottom of the 7th, Odubel Herrera, strike 1. Strikeout, ground ball. Yeah, 7th inning. Some of the Phillies batting for the 3rd time, finally. And the other thing now, Max Scherzer just now arriving at 70 pitches on the night. It's a hard thing to do when you've struck out 8 batters. Keeping that pitch count so low.
Well, you don't want to get to 2 strikes, so a lot of guys are hacking early. So you'll take the first pitch outs, second pitch outs.
Mets have added a run, and they lead the Marlins 4-2 in New York. They're in the bottom of the 6th. Sounded like a busted bat. Murphy to his right, and then he throws it wide. Ball hit the rail and stayed in play, so no further advancement by the hitter, but a spectacular dive by Daniel Murphy.
And he had to rush the throw because Herrera can run. So he really didn't have time to get up and set himself. He threw it from a knee and just kind of yanked it down the right field line. But what a stop by Daniel Murphy. Laying out, if you're Max Scherzer, you appreciate the effort behind you. And the throw nowhere near because he had to rush. You saw Herrera in the frame. He might have beat that with a good throw anyhow.
Yeah, based it all the way, and the Phillies second of the night. Michael Franco. High fly, left side, Anthony Rendon. Plenty of room, 1 out. Another 1 pitch out.
Peanuts are finishing the 2016 regular season at the Fitz with an extended Labor Day weekend. It's September 2nd through the 5th. There's great giveaways and promotions. For information, call the number on your screen or go to PotomacNationals.com.
There's Ryan Howard's third at bat of the night. Max has struck him out twice.
More on his legs than we've seen him in the past. It's been a while since we've seen the Phillies, but look at the crouch. Usually he's straight up and down, but it really on his legs. Watch, he sinks even lower right before the pitch. I think with all the various injuries he's had throughout his career, he's had trouble staying on those legs. So by him in this stance with the squad, he's telling me he's feeling pretty good, at least as good as he can feel.
A ball to left. It's well hit. This is a 3-2 game. That's how he used to do it a lot here. Got hold of that one for his 20th home run.
Anytime you see a hitter on their legs, they're telling you they're feeling decent. And even though he struck out a few times tonight, of all the Phillies hitters, I thought he had the best swings. And this time he stays on his legs nice. Uses them for his 20th home run of the year.
And the 377th of his career.
It's a big milestone, man.
It is.
376. It ties him for 75th place all time with Carlton Fisk.
20 RBIs away from 1,200. New ball game. Here's Cameron Rupp.
Actually ties him with Jeff Kent and Norm Cash, excuse me. 73rd all time. How about that?
Ryan Howard's 43rd career home run against the Nats. 131 RBIs over the years against Washington pitching. Cameron Rupp is at 14. Fastball in there on 2-0. Nissan will track it.
Well located 2-0 fastball. How was it 2-0? The first pitch was right where the second pitch was, and it's a 2-0 count.
Two, and Cameron Rupp pulls it foul. Ryan Howard, 10th career 20 home run season. He was the fastest player to ever get to 100. Did it in 325 games. 60 games quicker than Ralph Kiner had done it. Prolific career hitting the long ball. Pretty good ballpark to do it. And he did a lot of it on the road as well. Second to Mike Schmidt on most of the Phillies power list. And there's Max Scherzer with a 13-pitch 7th inning so far and just 1 out. Cameron Rupp with a new bat. Pretty good battle here. 2-2 with one out. And he just kind of took all the oomph out of that swing, did Max. Rendon has it. 2 outs. Next up, Aaron Altair, the right fielder. Hector Neris for the Phillies. Two-one pitch. Front door breaking ball. Max Scherzer is making his 28th start of the year. He's already gone at least 6 for the 25th time. Pitch count still very reasonable here.
Starting to work a little harder out there all of a sudden. This thing just got serious in one swing. Now he can't afford to make another mistake. Really bearing down.
2-2 pitch. Must have been low. Got him on the low slider. And now in terms of 7 innings, Max does that for the 18th time this year and ties him with Chris Sale for the most in the major leagues. The Nats still lead 3-2.
with 2 hits here tonight. Trey Turner now batting .344 on the season. This comes after, in his first big league stint last season, he hit just .225, albeit in limited playing time. And I asked Trey the other day, what feels different this year? Whether he feels like the game has slowed down for him a little bit in his second big league stint. And he says it's not the pace of the game that has changed. It's more the consistent playing time. Trey started only 8 games after his promotion to the bigs last year. And so he felt like he never really had the chance to establish himself. He was always putting pressure on himself to try and impress when he would get a start. And when he didn't, he'd carry maybe a negative BP session with him all day long. And he told me he feels like being a bench player is the toughest job that there is in this game. And so he thinks being in the lineup every day the last 6 weeks has really helped. He's been the spark plug for this Nationals lineup since coming up, guys.
All right, Dan, with our Coons.com sideline report. Daniel Murphy leads off top of the 8th, and at Coons over 2 million vehicles sold and counting. Murphy 1 for 3. He's hit a couple of line drives tonight. Has his 38th double of the year, leads the league in that. 68th extra base hit. Time for some add-on runs. The Nats by 2 last night when they picked up a couple late, by 1 tonight going into the 8th.
Well, that's just Trey's way of being humble. It's not as simple as playing every day. It's playing every day and playing well. In every single success you have at this level, your confidence grows a notch every single day. And what he's done here is just dominated the league within a month or so. And that's what gives you confidence to keep succeeding.
Murphy, high fly ball, right center. Playable. Herrera. First out, 8th inning. The Nats have 1 hit since the 4th. Let's go inside the numbers, brought to you by Jeep on Trey Turner, and look where he is in franchise history. Nats have to send a bunch of guys to the plate to get him up again tonight, and then a ball game tomorrow to try to catch Daniel Murphy, Marquise Grissom, and Al Oliver.
If you're playing every day and you're going 0 for 4, it's not fun. But he's been on base 19 straight games. Saw the numbers on his hits, his stolen bases. He's been dominating the league a lot like Daniel Murphy has most of the year.
Bryce Harper faces Hector Neris for the 2nd time. Here's where he made contact with that first inning double. Straightaway center. First pitch of the at bat after the Murphy double. How big is Max Scherzer's sacrifice bunt for an RBI looking right now? Gave the Nats their 3rd run back in the 4th.
Yeah, what do you throw right here? Do you throw a strike even too low? Bryce starting to heat up, looking to do damage on anything firm with some plate. He likes hitting against the Phillies.
Fastball away, 3-0.
So important for Neris to throw strike 1 because he has such a nasty split as his out pitch.
On the inside edge with 96. Yeah, there it is, 88.
That's the split. He threw it 3-1. So as soon as you get strike 1, usually it goes to that thing. And if you throw it 3-1, you throw it 3-2. But you still have to be ready for 96, 97 if you're Bryce Harper.
High in the air to left for Jimmy Paredes. Next up, Rendon. Anthony 1 for 2 against the 27-year-old right-hander. who evidently gets a visit after every out. Mets with another add-on run, 6th inning, 5-2 over the Marlins. Anthony has walked, lined out to center, and struck out looking.
A tough at bat against Neris because sometimes you can be wild, but you don't want to get to 2 strikes. I think what Anthony did right there is how you hit him. You look for a first pitch fastball for a strike and seal the deal early because you don't want to get to the split.
Two and one.
That's the split. This kind of has a tailing action at the end. Looks just like the fastball. Same arm speed.
Rendon a liner, and Michael Franco is right there. We're going bottom 8. Max Scherzer at 88 pitches. 3-2 Nationals.
Geico highlights 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. How about some strikeouts as a little insurance for Max Scherzer? I mean, all 5 pitches tonight whenever he's wanted them. One mistake to Ryan Howard to make this a 1-run game, but other than that, the strikeout leader in the big leagues, adding to his resume tonight.
Yeah, one more for double digits. Max has done that 47 times in his career. Swing and a miss, bottom of the 8th underway. Jimmy Paredes, Freddie Galvis, and then a pinch hitter for Hector Neris. They have Emmanuel Burris, a switch hitter. The others are righties. Scherzer still great stuff here in the 8th inning.
Well, Tanner last night, Max tonight, exactly what the Nats bullpen needed. Talk a bullpen that's been on fumes, and you have a couple of long outings from your big guys. And Dusty Baker has to be all smiles down there. Even though it's a 1-run game and he's grinding, his bullpen is recharging. Like plugging your phone in at night.
Fastball up, and it's 2-2. Go to Glover. 3 call. 10 Ks on the night. And Max Scherzer does that or more for the 48th time.
And that's his 12th 10-plus strikeout game, 10 or more on the season. That's a Nats record. Last year 11 was a Nats record. This year 12 breaks his old record from last year. So you go, Max Scherzer.
There's Freddie Galvis, who broke up the no-hitter leading off the 6th with a clean double into the right field corner. Strike 1 call. Tommy Joseph, right-handed power hitter on deck. Popped him up. Daniel Murphy. 2 outs in the 8th.
So check out the horses on Dusty Baker's staff. Max Scherzer, 18 starts of 7+ innings. Tanner Roark, 16. And look at the names on that list. It's a big boy list right there.
Yeah, now Max trying to take it 1 inning further. He's gone 8 or more 5 times this year. Tommy Joseph, 0 for 4 career against Max, pinch hitting in the number 9 spot.
I think a lot of that last graphic we showed you is the manager too. And we showed and have talked about it all season long about having confidence in your starting pitchers, and if you let them work through jams and you let them go, they gain confidence. They're not always looking over their shoulder. Are you coming out to Yankee in any situation? Are you going to the bullpen? They know that their skipper Dusty Baker has confidence in them, and that's why they're giving him innings.
2-0 pitch. He thought he was getting a fastball. He was wrong.
He still does not like the mound, and he's dealing. That was anger that he just dug out that hole.
Swing and a miss, 96, and the count is full.
So that's what we've been talking about. Jared Eichhoff, Max Scherzer both landing. Jared obviously on the bottom with the pinstripes, Max in the gray, but look at, they're both landing the same hole. So when you have both pitchers landing the same hole, that hole can get dug out a little deeper than normal. Plus, Max Scherzer's a crossfire guy. How often does he have to deal with that?
3-2, got him looking. 2 called strikeouts in the 8th inning. To this point, they had all been swinging, and Scherzer, with some deception and some guile and some power, is through 8 for the 6th time this year. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals. Handshakes, congrats, and admiration of his teammates. Max Scherzer, another amazing outing tonight. 11 strikeouts, 8 innings, 2 runs. On only 3 hits. In line for his 15th win. The Nats are going to try to do some adding on here. Edubray Ramos is into the game. 23-year-old right-hander from Venezuela. Nats see him for the first time. 30th appearance. .27 innings, 25 hits, 31 strikeouts. Wilson Ramos, Ryan Zimmerman, Danny Espinosa, top 9.
Ramos against Ramos. And I got Ramos. Fastball 95, slider 82, occasional changeup.
Ramos, the hitter, to center. And that's Herrera, the outfielder, for the first out. Gio got number 100 last time, got his record back to 9-9. He'll be looking for his 9th career win against the Phillies. So he'll be going, as the Nats could be going for a sweep. Be Gio's 27th start of the year. Left-hander Adam Morgan for the Phils. He's 1-8, 6.50 ERA.
98, your heads up.
Yeah, attention getter to say the least.
Not digger in her next pitch getter. He
did a pretty good rip. Mark Melanson for the 9th inning. Zimmerman unable to reach that ball, diving in the dirt. 2 outs, 2 quick outs. Gianni Holiday, Ray Knight in the studio. Nets extra post-game show when this one's over. Presented by W.B. Mason. There's Danny Espinosa. 1 for 2, a walk, a single, and a strikeout. And a real tough collision to home plate with Cameron Rupp back in the 4th on a Trey Turner base hit. Big play in the game, that throw by Aaron Altair to keep the Nats from going up 4-0 at the time.
Fastball was in.
Glenn Robinson, if it gets to the number 9 spot, next.
See so many guys that throw upper 90s fall in love with their off speed nowadays. I mean, just the way the game has evolved, they rather miss bats than challenge people. You know, back in the old days, and I'm sounding old now, if you threw 98, it was a macho thing. I'm going to throw it by you. That ain't the case anymore. They rather trick you and make you miss with a slider. I don't think half of these relievers know how hard it is to hit 98.
Espinosa turns one around. So Danny Espinosa, 2-hit night, on for the 3rd time. We'll see how big that might be as Clint Robinson steps in. Good fastball hitter, had a good night here last night.
Yeah, 2 for 3 for Danny. Just rolls one through. This infield's so fast. Nice job with 2 strikes. See if he tries to steal a base here for Clint Robinson. Get that lead up to 2 for Mark Melancon or more.
Clint Robinson as a pinch hitter this year. 9 for 41, a homer, 4 RBIs. Couple of knocks last night. Got his overall batting average up over 240 at 244.
I remember Clint wearing white cleats. That looks new to me. Maybe
He does.
Trying a new fashion statement tonight.
Pretty good match to the road Grays.
Well, sometimes you test drive them with a pinch hit. If they work, you wear them again. If they don't, you send them down to the minors. The cleats, that is.
Yeah, take them off before they get sent down.
Oh, yeah. You get big boxes. Guys throw their cleats in that they've worn a couple of times. They send them down to minors. Those guys get cleats. That's what happens. Batting gloves. They send all kinds of stuff down there because they get it for free up here.
3-1 pitch. And the breaking ball fills the count. Not the worst thing in the world. Danny Espinosa gets a head start here in case Clint Robinson can find a gap. Swing and a miss on another breaker. Phillies bullpen, 3 innings of 1, actually 2 hits, scoreless relief. And here we go with Melancon. Nationals baseball on Messin, brought to you by Bank of America. Life's better when we're connected. And by University of Maryland University College. Dominion, depend on us for more than energy. Bottom of the 9th arrives here at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. Crowd of 16,378. Responding to the video board, and Mark Melancon A bona fide save opportunity, first in a while, really.
It is, and it's a one-run save, and it's for Max Scherzer's 15th potential win of the year. So you see the average against 199. Fastball, cutter, curveball combination, mostly cutters and curveballs. Usually saves the curveball for 2 strikes.
15th appearance already for the Nationals. 6 Washington saves, 36 on the year total. Top of the order for the Phils.
Did you say something? I can't hear you.
16,000. Going crazy here. Now the DJ's going to pot it down, and we'll get back to some baseball.
That is way too loud.
Cesar Hernandez 0 for 4 career against Mark Melancon. Couldn't be more disliked in Philly. He was a Pirate, now he's a National. Target is up and in. There's that cutter inside for a ball.
Yeah, Hernandez can fly. 1-run game. First out, huge.
Not biting on either of those. 2-0. Odubel Herrera next. Ball 3.
Well, Hernandez might be taking 2 strikes. Meaning if it goes to a 3-1 count, he might be taking. I mean, I'd take right here. What, talk about the average against 199. What are the odds of getting a hit? You hope he throws ball 4 before he throws strike 2.
Missed. "14 steals for Hernandez." Odubel Herrera, contact guy with a good batting eye, is next.
Yeah, I don't think Pete McCannon's bunting right here. You know, knowing Pete for a long time, he likes to play for the tie ball game, but when you have the left on right matchup with Herrera, you have right on deck in Maikel Franco, and this is one of your better hitters. I'd be shocked if he's bunting.
Yeah, he's been pretty much their best offensive weapon all year. Runner holding. And Mark continues to miss inside.
We have an aggressive hitter here. That was a good pitch. Cutter on the hand, stay in there. You know, you've heard me so many times say make him beat you to the big part of the ballpark, but if your bread and butter is a cutter and that's what you throw in on lefties, you have to bury that thing in there. You can't leave it out over. I mean, it's risky business, but obviously Mark Melancon knows what he's doing. He will backdoor that cutter too sometimes to lefty. Started off the plate and bring it back. Probably what they're going to try to do right here.
There it is. Great pitch, 1-2.
See where Ramos is set up, hits the glove, barely hits the line on pitch track. We'll take it. This is where you have to be on curveball alert in the dirt if you're Cesar Hernandez.
Michael Franco faced Melanson last night. Line drive to center, and with which Jason Worth made a good play.
Yeah, Herrera's tugging on that front shoulder to remind himself to keep it in. That's why he has his shirt like that.
Mark got him on a comebacker last night. Medium lead by Hernandez at first. 1-2 pitch. Bouncing ball. Whew. With Rendon playing way off the line. That was foul, but not by much.
That would have been one of those. Does Jason Worth go down the corner to get it, or does it hit that little thing that juts out? And how does he play that? And that would have gotten weird in a hurry. So a break if that was foul all the way.
Turner and Worth have him swung around a bit to the left. Another 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Melanson strikes out Herrera. First out, 9th inning.
But did you see how that whole at-bat went? He made him aware of the cutter in the first couple of pitches. Look at 1 and 2. And then once he makes you think about, okay, you can pound me in with that cutter, he goes away with the backdoor cutter, and Herrera's front shoulder did exactly what he didn't want it to do. It flew out.
Next up is Franco.
This is where you have to be careful on the first pitch. Franco likes to swing early.
He's hit into 11 double plays this year. Second most of the Phillies. Nats have turned 123 this year. Right to Espinosa. Right to Murphy. Right to Zimmerman, and he picks it. Game over. And Melanson delivers the double play ball and the save. Nats win it 3-2.
Well, nicely done. He knew he was going to swing. He didn't have to throw him a strike. He expanded outside with the cutter, and Franco, who's in swing mode from the time he's in the on-deck circle, hooks an outside pitch, a 6, a 4, and a 3. And Mark Melanson gets her done, and Max Scherzer wins his 15th of the year. Nicely done.
Nats win the series in Philadelphia. They've beaten the Phils overall this year 8 times in a row. 7-1 here, and 13 of the last 17 at Citizens Bank Park. It's up to Gio tomorrow night to get the Nats a sweep. For FP and Dan, I'm Bob. Hope you enjoyed it. 3-2 Nationals. Johnny and Ray tomorrow night, 6:30. This has been a presentation to Masson. Stay tuned now. Nats Extra post game and from the bank. See you later.